Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome back to the channel. It's a little too hot today to be in that garage. It's like 100 degrees outside, so the garage is probably like 120, 110. So I decided to sit here in the air conditioning and do this video. What I want to talk about today was something that was said on one of my friends' podcasts. I have a friend named Ray Corona. He's a boxing referee. He's also been in a couple of movies as a what do you call it? Extras and stuff like that. But I've known the guy for almost 30 years. He's from Bassett. I met him out here in Fontana back in 1995, 96 sometime. So we go way back. He's a really good friend. I got a lot of love for the guy. I was on his podcast the other day, commenting on the podcast. Me and him were shooting the shit, going back and forth. And he's a big time Christian. So, and as though for those of you that don't know me, know that I don't believe in religion. I'm not a religious person. I don't believe in religion. I believe in there's good in all religions, but there's also bad in all of them too. So, if you just take the good from then and try to become a better person, I think that's what really matters. But those are my views on that. So anyways, at the end of his podcast, he prays for, he does a little prayer. Get away from there. Stop that. He does a little prayer for everybody. And so he said, I'm going to pray for you, Mike, and which is fine. I don't take offense to those things. There's people out there that are atheists and agnostics and so like that. They take offense to shit like that, and I don't. Like I said before, I have people that have sent me rosaries, blessed rosaries. I have a paño that my dad gave me. It's an all white one that he took and he had it prayed over with his people at his church. He's Christian also. So I get things from people, religious items from people, and I keep them. I keep them because I understand what they're doing. I understand that it's a good thing to me. They're doing it for a good reason. So I don't take offense to it, and I keep them, and those are my like mementos that I keep with me. So when people say they pray for me, stuff like that, I don't get upset about that and tell them, no, you don't need to do all that. I'm not that kind of person. You can do whatever you want. You can believe whatever you want. And so, he does his prayer. And in his prayer, though, he says, that he's asking God to heal my heart because it's hardened. And so I don't take offense to that, though. I sat down and thought about it for a few days. I thought about what he was saying. And, he's right. He's right about that. But it's not just toward religion. It's toward a lot of things. Just my upbringing, the things I went through as a kid, the things I went through at home when I was really young. From the time I was, a kid till I was 13 years old, that's when that all ended. But also because of things that happened outside the home. When I was young, 6 years old, maybe I think it was 6 years old. The molestation things at that age, they didn't happen at home. When you're going through that kind of the things you're going through at home, the things I was going through at home, yeah, that was building up inside of me. And then to be outside the home and have to go through that stuff. And I can't say nothing because I'm afraid of what would happen to me at home. So I have to just let it be. And so then that builds up. Then I got to go back home and deal with what's going on at home. And it's just building and building and building. So, then there was a time when I want to say I was 11. I was like 10 or 11 years old. Something was said to me that for me, that's when how he said my heart is hard. I think that's when it just completely went hard and it went black. I had no sympathy or empathy, or I don't know I really don't know the difference. It's sympathy or, empathy, whatever, sympathy for certain things. That's when I told you guys that I started to kill animals. When that was said to me, and I'm not going to say what was said to me, um, it just broke me. So that's when I think that was kind of like how they say the straw that broke the camel's back, where I started to think with a darker mind, when I started to think of the violence, because I seen that's what ruled, rule over people, even in wars and things like that. Violence, terror, um, just inflicting pain, emotional pain on people, physical pain on people. I just started digging really deep into that shit because I seen that's what controlled my household, and that's what controlled me. So yeah, my heart did become hard, and it became black, and I didn't care about other people's feelings. And even to this day, I'm the same way. Um, People do things to themselves. They get themselves caught in bad situations, and I ain't got no time to feel sorry for that. Something happened the other day, and I'm not going to talk about it, but it happened in my family. And so I get a phone call about it. And it was bad, but it could have been even worse. These are close relatives. But it's like when I hear about what happened, I say, well, you together. I say, you put yourself. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Be quiet. I say, you put yourself in that situation. So there's no need to feel sorry for anyone. That's just the way I feel about things, and something else happened a few months back. I didn't really discuss it. Discussed a little bit, not too much, but this person put themselves in a bad situation, did something stupid, and I didn't feel bad for him. You did it. Everybody else felt bad, but me. It doesn't affect me. Like I've said it before, it doesn't affect me. I don't feel bad. I don't feel terrible for what you did. It's your fault. That's just the way that I look at things. If you put yourself in a situation, I don't give a shit if you're my own kid. If you're my own kid, and I have issues with some of my kids too. I haven't talked to my son in probably I've talked to him here maybe 4 months ago. I haven't seen him probably 3 years, 4 years. That was the last time I saw him, 3 or 4 years, and before that, I hadn't saw him since he was 18 years old. He don't live far from me, but he did some things that caused himself to get kicked out of my home or out of his mom's house. I had to go kick him out of there. Just doing things that he shouldn't be doing. And is he mad at me for that, for kicking him out? Maybe, I don't know. But I don't give a fuck. I honestly don't care. You don't want to talk to me? Then don't talk to me. You put yourself in that situation. Your life is the way it is because you put yourself there. It has nothing to do with me. I took you as far as I could take you. If you don't want to listen, that's on you. Get the fuck out of here. Get out there in the street and make your life the way you want it to be. I have a stepson that, I feel the same way toward him. I told my wife, and I even told him, because he's almost 17. I said, you got a little over a year to figure things out. You got to figure it out because you're not going to figure it out while you're here. You should be figuring it out right now. You see? So at 18, if you ain't got shit lined up ready to go, military, trade school, college, a job, well then you got to go. Whether you're homeless, you live with your family, you live with your dad, whoever you live with, I don't care. Once that happens, you're gone. To me, it's tough love. I'm gonna take you so far, but if you can't do what you need to do, then you gotta fucking go. Just like that. Pack your stuff, and go. Figure it out. Because I had to figure it out. You know what I mean? There's nobody getting spoon fed here. So I don't. When it comes to my stepkids or my blood children, my kids, I don't have no sympathy for them when it comes to that shit. You put yourself there. I try to guide you a certain way. You don't want to listen, then don't listen. My kids, only my oldest son has ever lived with me. The other kids, I tried to get them to come live with me, like my daughter, my youngest daughter. I tried to get her to come live with me, a few years back, because she's complaining about her mom and her mom this, her mom that, whatever. I said, okay, well, why don't you come live with me? You can come over here. I have an extra room for you. You can come live over here. And she said, no, she don't want to come live with me. I said, why? You're having problems over there. You say you have problems over there. Come over here. And she's like, no, because you have too many rules. Okay, so that I guess is a bad thing for them, because I do have rules. I do have. I am very strict. I get that from my father. My father was very strict. My father was very strict. You had to be in bed on time, 8:30, not 8:31, 8:30, in bed, lights off. If not, you know what's gonna happen. Just the rules that he had. It was just. But I learned what things I hated back then as far as the rules went. I'm like that now. Well, I'm like that when my kids were younger, because I understood what my dad was doing. Everything's about the rules. You got to follow the rules. So if he's putting down rules, then I got to follow him. Because when I get older, I got to follow the fucking rules. Whether it's the law, the government, work, my home, I got to follow the rules as much as possible. If not, then there's issues. So, I'm the same way. When my stepson's here, when he comes here, he's not here all the time. He comes here usually on the weekends. I don't like a lot of noise. I don't like a lot of noise. So he's not really allowed to have people over here, because this is not a place for him to hang out. You want to hang out? You want to make noise? Go outside. Go to the fucking park. Go do something, but don't do it in here. I like my house to be the way that it is, quiet. If you're here, I don't want to know you're here. That's the way I am with my own kids too. That's the reason my daughter didn't want to live with me, because she couldn't have people come over here. She couldn't be out and about all night hanging out with her friends. She had to be back here at a certain time, which is before the fucking sun went down. She's not going to spend the night at people's houses. That's not going to happen. You're not going to have girls spending the night here at my house. You're going to do your schoolwork. You're going to go to school every single day. Once you hit a certain age, you're going to go get a part-time job. And when you get that part-time job, you're going to pay some kind of rent. That's the way things are. Those are the rules. You see, when I was a kid, I got my first job when I was 11 years old. I was a paper boy. And I remember we used to get paid once a month. We had to go collect the money from the people that were getting the paper. And whatever tips you had, that was your pay. You weren't getting paid, hourly. You're getting paid by the tips at the end of the month. And so you wanted to build up your route and get more and more people to get the newspaper, because the more people you got, the more tips that you can get at the end of the month. Some people didn't tip you at all, because they figured, well, I pay for the paper, I got to tip you. It's like, well, motherfucker, I'm over after school on my bike, folding papers, I got to bring it to your house, and they don't tip you. Some people will give you pay for the newspaper, which was made $5 a month or whatever it was, or $4.50, and say you keep the change, so you get like 50 cents or some shit. Then there's some people that give you like $5. Some people give you like $10, $20. So whatever you got, that was your pay. And I remember the first time I got money, I came home and I had the money. I think I had like, I don't know, maybe like $100 in tips, and I was happy. I was like 11 years old, so 1985. And for some of you, that's a long fucking time ago. 1985. $100 was a lot of money for a kid, for an 11-year-old kid. That's a lot of money. You could do a lot of shit with that. And I remember, showing my mom and dad that had his money, and my dad took a little bit of money out of it. I don't remember what it was, maybe $20, $30, whatever it was. He took, and he's like, "That's for your rent." And I'm like, "Rent? Yeah, you got a job. Now you have responsibility. Now you get to know what it feels like. What I got to go through. Nothing's free. You got to pay. So you paid your part. You should." He's like, "You should feel proud of yourself that you paid. That you pitched into to the household." Because I kind of got upset, like I wanted to cry. Like, dude, you just took 20, $30. It's a lot of money. Even $20 is a lot of money. And he can see that. And he's like, you should be proud that you put in for your family. Well, what do you think happens later on when you get older? Things are free, you gotta pay. So I started back then. So that's the kind of things that I taught my kids. So I'm harsh on them. And they don't want to live with me. So it's fine. Don't fucking live with me. Shit. My house is quiet. It's always been quiet. You don't want to be here, then don't fucking be here. If you don't want to fucking live by my rules, then don't be here. So yeah, I do have a hard heart, for certain things like that. Then it comes to the religion, because my friend Ray, he wants me to go to church. He wants me to go to Bible studies. I don't mind going. I don't mind going. You know what I mean? Like he said, it's not gonna hurt. It's not gonna hurt, but it's not gonna fix nothing for me either. I've been there. I've been there. What's the difference between this Bible study and this Bible study? You're doing the same thing. You're reading out of the same book. You're not teaching me anything different than this guy's not they try to teach me. I was a Christian at one time when I was younger. I did used to go to church. I was a Royal Ranger, which was they were like Boy Scouts for the Christian church out of Wilmington, Harbor Christian Center back in the 80s. I was like I said, I was a Royal Ranger. We went to that church. I used to go to the boys meetings and stuff like that, and go camping with these guys and stuff. Like I said, just like the Boy Scouts, but just for Christian kids. My father was in his life, he's been in and out, in and out, in and out. My mother, the same thing. My aunt, she's a big time Christian. My mother-in-law's a Christian. She tries to get me to go to her church. I don't go. It's not going to hurt me to go, but if I go, I'm only doing it for them. I'm not doing it for myself. You see? So that's why I don't go, when they tell me, hey, come to the Bible study, or my mother-in-law tells me, when do you need to come to my church? I'm only doing it for you. I'm not doing it for me. I'm going to sit there and listen and, critique everything that you guys say. That's just the way that I am. I just don't believe in what you believe in. And so is it hardened? Like I hate? No, I don't hate the religion. I hate some of the things that it teaches people, but there's also things I don't like the Catholics do. But that's just all religions, I can take some good from each one and try to be a better person. But when my thing with church and all, so I guess you could say that, yeah, it's kind of hardened toward Christianity the most because that's what I was. I wasn't a Catholic, even though I was baptized a Catholic. Later on, my family became Christian, and I guess I do. I guess I do. My heart is hardened towards religion because, like I said in the other video, the things I was going through as a kid, man, I used to fucking pray. Like, man, I used to pray that I just tell God, like, all the time, I don't want to be here no more. I don't want to feel like this no more. I don't want to be scared anymore. I don't want to fucking cry walking home from school anymore. I don't want to fucking have to hide all the time on the weekends and try to get the fuck out of here. Because that's what my life was as a kid. I tried to get the fuck out of the house early. I tried to get over to Inglewood and hang out over there at my grandmother's house. But again, I would wake up every day disappointed. I'm still here until I got to the point where I said, fuck it. If you're not going to help me, the way I looked at it is like, if there's a God and you're not going to help me, and you see what's going on with me, you see what this other person is doing to me outside my home, and it's just happening. And then later on in life, people say things like, God works mysterious ways. These are all lessons. Well, that's a lesson that I don't think that I needed to learn as a child. So That's where so I guess you can say my heart is hardened toward that, because I cannot stand, I fucking hate it. I hate when people say that God works in mysterious ways, that these are lessons. I was a fucking kid. I was a kid. If me as an adult went and did those kind of things to to your fucking children as a human being, it wouldn't be okay, would it? So if I saw somebody doing that to a kid or in front of me, I would do something about it. I would not allow that to happen. So you tell me that God is working in mysterious ways. I don't believe that. I fucking hate when people say that. I hate it. So yeah, I guess you could say that. My heart is hard. It's blackened toward that. You know, just like I don't believe in the religious in God and all that stuff like that. I don't believe in the devil either. So if you come to my garage and you see devil fucking, devil masks in there and a pentagram in there, or the signs, the hand signs of the devil, that's just me fucking with you. That's all it is. I don't believe in that shit either. I don't. If I can't believe in this, I can't believe in this either. I can't believe the devil's real, but this is not right. That's just, to me. I just don't believe in either one of them. I just, to me, it's like hanging up a fucking Lord of the Rings poster in my garage. That's what it's like to me. That's what I believe. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, I mean, like I said, if I was to go, I would be doing it for him. I would be doing it for because my father tried to get me to go to. He tells me the same thing. You should go to church, man. And you should read the Bible. And I've read it. I was locked up for a couple years, man. That's all we had. Sometimes that's all we could do is read. So yeah, I read it. It doesn't change nothing. If it's good for you, then I'm all for it. Whatever's good for you. My dad also goes to NA meetings, and he travels around. He lives up in Hesperia. This fucking guy goes all the way to Torrance on the weekday. I'm like, dude, you drive all the way out to like the harbor and Pasadena and all these to these meetings on the week? You're crazy. But he does it. He firmly believes in it. I went to NA meetings twice, and I said, fuck that. I started forging the signatures and showing my parole officer that I was going, but I really wasn't going because I couldn't deal with it. I couldn't deal with the shit they were talking about, because my opinion was I wasn't a drug addict. So I just couldn't do it. I just didn't want to hear it. But he likes it. So whatever's good for my father, to keep him away from drugs and alcohol, or just keep him away from alcohol because alcohol leads to him doing drugs, well, then I'm all for it. If him going to church makes him a better person, then I'm all for it. Same thing with my friend Ray, my aunt, my mom, my mother-in-law, whatever it is to make you a better person. If you want to go there and do that, that's I'm happy for you. I don't say like, man, you shouldn't go. Fuck that. I don't say all that. Do whatever makes you happy, whatever makes you a better person, whatever makes you a better husband, whatever's gonna make you a better father. You do what you do. I don't think that I don't man. I don't know. Maybe religion has something to do with it. I don't know. But me and my father, have the best relationship that we've ever had right now. And it ain't because of cancer. Because we already had established a relationship a few years ago. We already started establishing a relationship. We were talking a lot, and by getting past all the bullshit from when I was a kid. So and that was before, yes, even when he was drinking and shit like that. We still was establishing the relationship. So me and my father have a real good relationship. We're closer than we've ever been, especially now that I have the cancer, because the guy calls me all the time, or he'll text me all the time. But I don't know if that has to do with even more religion, or what or his age. I don't know. But it doesn't, the whole thing with the hard thing, it all has to go back to when I was a kid, and then growing up on the street, There was times where I was homeless, didn't have a place to go, slept at the park, carried around 2 duffel bags for a couple years with all my clothes in it. That's all I had. Everything I owned was in 2 duffel bags. I had a Walkman, bunch of cassettes, 2 duffel bags with my clothes. And for a couple years, I was like a fucking I was just roaming around. I was like Kane. I was like Kane on Kung Fu. I was just roaming around, back and forth, LA to Fresno with my bags on the Greyhound, and just pulling up carpet wherever I could. And that, all these things, they just build up, build up, build up. And so, but now I'm more, I guess I'm a little bit more mellow, but I still believe in a lot of things that I believe in. I still believe in, the rules, the rules that we, I don't live on the streets. I'm not a gang member. I'm not a gang member anymore. I'll talk about that story another time. I'm not a gang member anymore. I got out of that. Maybe that's the first time you ever hear somebody that actually got jumped out of a neighborhood. I'm one of them people. It's rare for that to happen, but I actually went and did it, and I'll talk about it one day. Um, but I still believe in the rules that we had to follow in the streets and when we're locked up. I still believe in those rules. I still have that. I still have the mentality there. Um, as far as like being a cop caller and shit like that, it's not my thing. I'll solve my own problems. I don't need to call the cops for nothing. My neighbor is acting up. I'll go out there and deal with my neighbor if I have to. I don't need to call the cops and, hey, this guy making a lot of noise. No, I'll go out there and deal with it myself. If somebody does something to me at a market, I'm not gonna call the cops. I'm not gonna pull out my cell phone. I'm not gonna do any of that stuff. I always got something with me. You know what I mean? If you want to act up and you want to take it there with me, well then that's what we're gonna do. We're not calling the cops. We can go behind the building if you want to do that, but we're not gonna call the cops. We're not gonna pull out our cell phones. I don't do that kind of stuff. I don't believe in that kind of stuff. I believe in the rules. I don't believe in snitching. Uh, I don't believe in that cell phone shit. I believe that snitching. When I see people on Instagram and Facebook, people that I know of, that they put shit on the internet, shit that shouldn't be put on there. They see something somebody do something, they do shit like that, and I know right then and there, I know that person. I don't trust that person no more. I'll never trust that person, even if I don't know them like very well. I already know you're a cop caller because you are putting evidence on the internet that you should just mind your business. One day me and my wife were driving not too far from my house, going to a fireworks show like 3 years ago. Some black dude was chasing this girl down the street, fucking her up. My wife's like, "Oh my God, look, he's like," I kept on going. It's not my business. I don't give a fuck about that. I'm not gonna turn around. I'm not gonna pull out my cell phone. I'm not doing none of that. I don't know what their problem is, and I don't want to know what their problem is. I've tried that before back in the day, where I tried to help a woman get from getting her ass beat, and then when I whooped her man's ass, I got the blame for it. So I said, never again will I ever help anybody like that. Fuck you. I'm gone. I don't care what he does to you. It's not my business. I'm not pulling on my cell phone. I don't trust people that do stuff like that. That's snitching. Straight up. You're doing rat shit. Even though you're not saying it to the cops, you're putting it on the internet. You're still a rat. That's the way it goes. So, I still believe in those kind of rules. I don't believe in using for our people using the N-word. I fucking hate that. I hate that. See, that's where where he says like my heart is black. Yes, I mean not my heart is hard. Yes, it is. It is when it comes to shit like that too. My opinion on that is I wish that the black community would take that shit back and start fucking these kids up that are saying it. It's bad when people outside of your race are saying that. It's even worse to me when you see young white kids saying it. It's like, how could you let these fucking people use that word? And it's bad to me and my people that I hang with, that my people say that word. I can't fucking stand it. In my opinion, just my opinion, The way I feel, the hard heart that I have, I think you should die for it. I honestly think that because you're a disgrace to our people. That's the way I honestly feel. You're a disgrace to our people, and you should die for that. You're useless to us. If at the least you should be getting a fucking beating, and you should be getting that beating from fucking black people. See, back when I was a kid, that you wasn't allowed to do that. You was not allowed to say that word. If anybody heard you saying that word, you were gonna get fucked up. You were not allowed to say it. Whether you get fucked up by the blacks or you got fucked up by us, you were gonna get fucked up. We didn't care what the whites were doing, but our own people. Um, and I'll tell you how serious that shit is with me. I had a friend a few years back. We used to work together, and he's older than me. And he's did time and shit like that, you know. And one day we were at work, and he's a truck driver too. We're at work, and we're standing there talking. Our trucks. We were getting our trailers loaded. We were driving flatbeds at the time, and so we're standing there. They're loading the truck. We're standing there talking, and he starts telling me about an issue he had with some guy. Now, at the time, he was probably like in his mid to late 40s, and I was like in my mid to late. I was probably in my late 30s, and he says he was telling me the story about something that I think some dude owed him some money or some shit. And he's like, and that blah blah blah, and he said the N word. He don't want to pay me, so I told him, and this and that, you better pay me and blah blah blah. And I was like, listen to this guy. I had looked at him like, fucking serious. Couldn't even listen to the rest of this fucking story. I just wanted him in his mouth. I couldn't listen to him no more. I was so fucking disgusted with the guy. He's not a kid. He's older than me. He's in his late 40s. And I'm just listening, like these words come out of his mouth. I'm like, this fucking, what's wrong with this guy? Again, the rules. You know the fucking rules. So they finished loading my truck right there. I strapped my shit and I was like, oh, I'm out of here. I left. I never, ever talked to that guy again. At work, I shined him on. Erased his number from my phone. Never talked to him again. Because of that. Because I believe that he shouldn't be saying that. That's not our thing. So that's how I say I still believe in those rules. That's the way I believe, I believe in the rules, following the rules. I believe I always have to. And me and my father talked about it recently. I said, these guys are fucking breaking all the rules, man. Everything's going to shit. You know what I mean? The way they talk, the way these fucking kids dress, their stupid ass haircuts. Can you imagine? I was in my own mind, like, can you imagine taking these fucking kids and taking them back to the 80s and 90s? They get the shit kicked out of them in a day. Or if we can go back and bring some of our guys from the 80s and 90s over now and say, look at your fucking grandkids. This is what they turn out to be. Bunch of sissies that break the rules. So yeah, my heart is hard. And I like it that way. I don't want to be a soft person. I guess it's my upbringing. My father's still the same. My father's a good man. He's a hard worker, has his own house. Like I said, goes to NA, goes to church. But he still believes in the rules. Even though he's going to church, he still believes in the rules. He still follows the rules. He's going to be 70 years old. The rules matter. And so I'll still, if I'm here at 70, 80 years old, I'll still be following the rules. And I try to, some of them, get my wife to follow those rules too. No cop calling. There's no cop calling here. If something happens, I'll take care of it. You see something going on, don't pull your cell phone out. If we're in a market, something going on, don't pull your cell phone out. Let's get the fuck out of the area, because I do not want to be questioned by the cops. I don't want nobody saying I saw anything. I didn't see shit. That's my answer. I don't see nothing. We didn't see nothing. Let's get the fuck out of here. Leave the basket here and let's go. I don't want to be involved. If I was in a fucking bank and the guy's in there robbing the bank, I say, I don't want to know. Let me walk the fuck out. You look at me, you can tell I ain't a cop. Let me walk. I don't see nothing. I don't want to see nothing. I don't want to be involved in this shit. Don't involve me. That's the way that I feel. We don't do that. We don't talk. So yeah, my heart is hard and it is black towards certain things. There's a reason for it though. There's a reason for it, and I try to. And yeah, I've tried to. I've tried to make my kids not so much like me, but to just to know that you have to have a hard heart sometimes. One time, my daughter was, I don't know what had happened. My oldest daughter, I can't remember what happened, but I remember telling her, "Do you think that the world gives a fuck about your feelings? What are you doing crying? Nobody gives a fuck that you're shedding tears. The world don't care. The world don't care for a soft-hearted person. I tell you that much right now. You can't be walking around with a soft heart in this world right now. Shit, you should have a fucking hard heart. I'm glad that I feel the way that I feel now with everything that's going on in this world. You can't walk around here with no soft heart. Look at all these soft-hearted motherfuckers that walk around right now. You can't tell them nothing. They're triggered. I post shit on Instagram. People will start talking all kinds of shit because one fucking word just sets them off. You have to have a hard heart nowadays. These people that are the fucking stand in the corner kids. Look at them. They're soft-hearted. They couldn't fucking make it a day in the time that I came from. They couldn't fucking make it. Can you imagine them trying to live in the fucking 90s? Everything's so much better now. There's so much better technology and shit like that now. They have so much. Everything's in the palm of their fucking hands. And they don't have to leave their house. When my stepson's here, I don't know he's here. You know why? Because he stays in the room with the door closed and he plays video games with his headset on all day long. Doesn't leave the house. I bought him a bike. I bought him a $400 fucking bike. The bike sits in my garage. It's got a flat now. I got to go get another tire for it. Probably go do that right now. But once I put the tire back on, it'll probably still sit there collecting dust. Brand new fucking bike, nice too. I think I'm gonna start riding the motherfucker. They don't leave the house. They're soft. The fucking world is right here. This is their world right here. And the sad fucking part about it is most adults' worlds too. Without this fucking thing right here, if the grid was to go down, people wouldn't know what the fuck to do. I don't even have a house phone. I should get one in case something ever happens. I don't have a way to communicate with nobody. I don't have a house phone. But the world is in the cell phone, and it's making people soft. It's making them very soft. It makes them get into their fucking feelings because that's all they can do is just sit around and think about their fucking feelings all day instead of being out there in the real world like we were when we were kids, riding bikes and getting hurt and shit like that. Like I told you before, when the cops used to fuck me up, I never went back and told my mom because my mom would say, "Well, that's what your dumb ass gets for being out on the street." My mom wasn't no fucking cop caller. My mom wasn't even go to the police station to make no fucking report, and neither was my dad. If you were out on the street doing dumb shit, they whooped your ass. You got what you deserved. If you were around family members and you said something or did something wrong and one of them whooped your ass, that's what you deserve. You deserve to get your ass kicked. We went into the backyard. We learned how to fight. We learned how to slap box and box with each other. My dad had a speed bag in the garage. Taught me how to hit the speed bag. He had a fucking heavy bag in the garage. We had to learn how to protect ourselves. These kids can't protect themselves. Some of them now they take the fucking mixed martial arts, which is good. Mixed martial arts is a real good thing. I even have friends that take mixed martial arts. And but for those of you that do take mixed martial arts, especially older people, I understand that If you're doing it for health reasons, that's a good thing. If you're doing it because you want to learn how to fight and beat people up, you better understand that motherfuckers ain't playing the same game you're playing. If a motherfucker that knows jujitsu tries to give me a chokehold, you better believe that I have something on me that's gonna stop him from doing that chokehold. You see what I mean? I don't do fucking jujitsu. You do. So you grab me in a certain way, and I'm like, okay, this motherfucker knows something. I'm gonna pull something out, and then we're gonna see who's gonna be the person winning. Because all that karate shit and all that kickboxing, I know a little bit of kickboxing myself, a little bit of Muay Thai, but I could use that shit on somebody, and that motherfucker pull Indiana Jones on me and pull out a gun and just shoot my ass. It did me no good knowing fucking Muay Thai. Just like it doesn't teach you, it ain't do you no good knowing, Taekwondo or Jiu-Jitsu or Hapkido or whatever. It ain't do you no good when a motherfucker puts a pick in you or puts a piece of steel in you. It doesn't do you no good. So just understand, that people ain't playing the same game you're playing. People ain't playing UFC on the street. Real motherfuckers. But it's a good thing, it's a good discipline. It's good for your health and shit like that. It's good to know, as long as you're fucking with somebody that ain't got something else on them, it's good to know. But I don't know. I guess this stuff comes up because, like I said, the whole thing with your heart, my heart being hardened. It is, and it is black, and I'm kind of glad it is. I'm glad it is because I wouldn't want to walk around with a soft heart. I care about, my people, my close friends. I care about them. I'm getting more into this whole cancer thing of trying to help other people that have cancer. If they need advice and stuff like that, I'm trying to get more into that. So, my heart is not all the way hardened and all the way black. Because I would like to help those people to get healthy and hopefully survive cancer. But then there's just other things that I don't tolerate. That is not me. That I don't want in my life. I don't take offense to, like I said, I don't take offense to the comment that Ray said because he's right. And that's the whole reason why I felt like I want to do this video. I know I kind of ramble off into other subjects. So, but it all starts at one thing and it'll lead to something else with me. But I don't take offense to what he said. He's my friend. He's my friend. Like, you should be able to accept criticism and give criticism without being mad about it. You know what I mean? There's people out there that can't do that. I know fucking adults that can't do that. They can't take criticism. They'll criticize all fucking day long. But as soon as you do it to them, oh, well, I'm not your friend anymore. I don't want to be friends with you no more. That's fucking kid shit. I don't do all that. I don't do that kid shit. I don't go on the internet and fucking make posts like subliminal messages. I don't fucking do all that shit. You know what I mean? If anybody walks out of my life, you didn't need to fucking be here. Wait, what? It's like my life doesn't revolve around that shit. My life revolves around my wife, my home, my wife, these fucking dogs, the cancer. That's what my life revolves around. Right now, like, I have 5 kids. I don't talk to them. I don't see them. I don't know what the fuck happened. I know what happened with 2 of them. The other 3, I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, the communication just stopped. And, my wife says, does it bother you? Not one fucking bit. And you can look at my face and I'll tell you, I don't give a fuck. I was born alone. I'm going to die alone. You don't talk to me, then you don't talk to me. So if I have fucking friends that won't talk to me, I don't give a fuck if my own kids talk to me. I don't give a fuck if my mother talks to me. I don't give a fuck if my father talks to me. That shit does not affect me. There's only one person. I mean, not my wife. There's only one person that I can honestly say that I give a fuck if they talk to me or not. Only one. It ain't none of my kids. It's my brother. My full brother. The other one, he can go fuck off too if he wants to. I don't give a shit. He don't talk to me either. I have three other siblings, 2 girls, 1 boy, or 1 guy. All of them gay. So, I ain't got nothing against gay people, but all 3 of them are gay. But they don't talk to me really. I don't give a shit. They have not called me once about my cancer. Not one fucking time. Not one of them. Do I care? No, I don't give a shit. Yeah. So, in the total, I have 5 brothers and sisters. My other sister, my full sister, I talk to her now like on Facebook. I think I might have her phone number. I'm not sure, but on Facebook we communicate. But we didn't have that good of a relationship, me and her growing up either. But I ain't got nothing against her. We're not very close. Her and my brother are real close to each other, but me and her have not really been that close, even when we lived together. But my brother, he's the only one that I give a fuck talks to me or not, because me and him are real close. I even call him son. I had to take care of him once my mother and father got divorced. I was the one who's taking care of my brother. So I call him son. But that's it. If I don't, it's like I said, the whole thing is, my heart is hard. I don't care if my own kids talk to me. It does not bother me whatsoever. If they're waiting for me to make phone calls to them to tell them that, hey, this is what's going on in my life, you're gonna wait the rest of your fucking life. That's it. You're not gonna hear from me. I'm not gonna call. I will not break. That's one thing about me. So, my heart is hard. I will not break. I will not fucking break. I will not pick up that fucking phone. I don't give a shit. It's not my problem. I didn't stop talking to them. They stopped talking to me. For whatever reason, forever the fuck their reasons were. I don't know. I don't ask. They live their own lives and I live my own life. What I care about, like I said, what I care about is my home, my fucking dogs, my wife, my brother, and certain friends that look out for me, that come by here, that call me constantly. That's how I know who's real with me and who's not. I remember when I first got the cancer, I had hundreds of motherfucking people. Hundreds of people, man. Calling me, texting me. And fuck, can't see. Calling me, texting me, constantly want to come by. It got overwhelming sometimes, but I would never say no. Yeah. Come by. That all drilled down to Lou Dog. My boy Lou Dog is always sending me Bible stuff, which I appreciate that shit, Lou Dog. He's another good friend, man. And I don't hate, and I don't get upset when he sends me the religious the pages of that book. I read it. You know what I mean? Because like I said, there's good in that stuff too. So I don't take offense to that, and I appreciate that he does that shit to me. He does it almost every morning. Almost every morning, this guy will text me some kind of page from a book. I don't think it's the Bible, but he'll send me pages of stuff. And I appreciate that. Then there's other friends that Ruben, my neighbor, he's next door. He's next door. So if I need him, I just go next. I call him. I got the garage door open. I go to his house. He's right next door. But he'll sometimes be, you all right? He'll see me, you all right? Yeah, I'm good. You need anything? No, I'm good. I'm going to the store. You need anything? No, I'm good. So I got him. He's always here. And Big Jesus, whenever he feels like barbecue, he hit me up. Hey, I want to bring you some barbecue. I'm sorry, the barbecue spot. You want some barbecue? If I'm up to it, I'll tell him to come swing through. You know what I mean? Even if he just want to come by and talk for a little while, it dropped down. But then again, I understand. I understand because life has to go on for everybody else. I understand because it's just the way it is with death. People are going to mourn you for a little while, and then they're going to forget about you. Most of them will forget about you, except the very close ones. But even them will start to forget about you. Even they will stop going to the cemetery to see you all the time. They want to do it every weekend. Now all of a sudden it's once a month. Then all of a sudden it's once a year. Now all of a sudden it's like, man, I ain't been there in years. You know, I got a couple of friends that I've neglected that are in and one's in Torrance and one's in San Pedro at a cemetery. I used to go see them. I haven't been there in fucking 20 years maybe. You know, I've been neglected going. I forget about them until moments like this. Or when I talk to, you know, some of the family members. Other ones I always remember, you know, but so the same thing with, you know, with the illness with me. You know, people will, their lives got to go on. They cannot focus on me and what I'm going through all day long. So I understand that. I'm not mad at that, and I don't have grudges against people for that. I understand that. So it's okay that, because it would be the same thing for me. If something happened with one of my friends, yeah, I want to be there for them. But I know my life has to go on. I got to continue working. I got to continue dealing with my family and stuff like that. I understand you're going through some tough shit, you know, but I got to go and go back to dealing with my life too, you know. So I understand that. But I'm just giving an example. You know, it all starts with so much, and then it dwindles down. You know, it's like a big fire. You build a big fucking fire, and it's big, you know, and then all of a sudden now it's just a small flame and ashes. You know, it's going to dwindle down, and that's okay. I appreciate all the love that I was getting from everybody when this whole thing started. It helped me get through that time, because when you first hear about it, that's the hardest part about it. For me, the first month and a half was the most hard, mentally for me. Like, fuck, you know, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna die? How long does it take? You know, all these things go through your mind. You know, and I've discussed that before. Now it's not like that no more. You know, now I don't sit up at night thinking about my own funeral. I stay up at night now because I'm just so used to it. I like fucking with my phone and making videos, and I watch other videos and try to get ideas for content from these other videos. So I watch their videos, I listen to their videos, and I fucking color on my phone at night. It's therapy for me. It's like my meditation at night to do those kind of things, to listen. Or I'll listen to audiobooks on Audible. I'll listen to those books while I'm coloring at night on my phone. But you know, all those people that were there in the beginning when I was first hearing about this shit, you know, that helped me to get through to where I'm at now, where the fucking fire has dwindled down. I'm still fighting the fight I'm fighting, but as far as the friends and all that stuff, it's all dwindled down, you know. And I hear from my friends here and there every once in a great while. I'll hear from, you know, one of my friends. I'm not out riding all the time and shit no more, so I just don't really hear from them as much as I did when I was out riding all the time. But anyways, you know, and then again, you know, if they don't hit me up, if I don't ever see them again, it is what it is. I guess that's the hard heart. You know, I gotta let things go right then and there. Gotta get rid of it. Fuck it. And I'm glad. You know, that's what this whole video was supposed to be about. You know, like I said, I'll ramble off into other shit, but that's what the whole video was about, was me having a hard heart. Yes, I do. You raised right. And I'm glad that I do. I'm glad that I am the way that I am. I'm glad that I'm the old school way. And I'll stay like that until the day that I die. I'll follow the rules. I'll stay like that. And I'll have a hard heart toward things. Toward things that I don't believe are right. You know, toward things that I think would hurt me. That would hurt my family, my wife. Yeah. You know, I have a hard heart. And I'm like I said, in this day and age, the way that things are, I'm glad I do. I'm glad I'm not like one of these weak motherfuckers that are out here now. These soft people. I want to be what I am and stay the way that I am. And so, anyway, with that being said, I'll end the video. Like I said, I know I rambled off, but that's what happens sometimes. When I feel like talking, when I feel like expressing things, um, I got so much shit up in here that I can put on here, and maybe something that I said in this video will help you, will trigger some thoughts in you. It's not bad for the people out there that are like me, that have hard hearts, and somewhat black hearts. It's not a bad thing. It's a good thing. You cannot be soft. So, anyways, thank you for watching. Like, share, subscribe to the videos. If you got any questions, go ahead and hit me up. You hit me up here. Leave a message here. You want to leave me a DM? It's the same name that's on my YouTube, Instagram. You can hit me up on there. Actually, there's two Instagrams. The one that says Chicano Style Bikers with a 1. Don't go there. That's a backup account just in case the one that says Chicano Style Bikers, in case it gets taken off, or because I got a lot of complainers. The soft-hearted motherfuckers, they complain. I post something, they get triggered, they complain, and next thing you know, I got Instagram like, hey, you're fucking with the our values and all whatever the fuck they say, and then all of a sudden you can't do this no more. You can't use sponsors or whatever dumb shit that I don't use anyway. They say you're not allowed to use it, or you can't do this for 90 days. You can't like a comment, or you can't. I don't give a shit. I don't care if I can make comments or not. I really don't make comments at all. If I do, it's something funny. So yeah, but I got people on there constantly trying to shut my shit down. Constantly. So I had the backup page, the Chicano Style Bikers 1. But again, don't contact me there because I don't go on there. Go to the one, Chicano Style Bikers. And again, for those people that don't know, it's funny, but I have people that constantly say Exicano. And it's like, what are you saying? Chicano. It's an X. The X sounds like a SH or CH. That is Chicano. It's not Exicano. It's Chicano Style Bikers. So you can DM me there, or you can just leave a message there, and I can get back with you on anything. If you're local, and you know some of the people that I know, but we don't know each other, and we're having something over here at the house, and you see me posting shit up on YouTube. On Instagram, that we're here in the garage hanging out. Like I said, you're welcome to come down, especially if you know people that know me. Hit them up, say, hey, what's up with Mike? Is he cool? They'll tell you, and you can come down here and hang out with us, watch the fight, and drink beer whenever I'm drinking on the weekends that I'm not on chemotherapy. And that's one more thing that I'd like to say before I end the video. I just thought about it right now. Is I get a lot of comments on, you shouldn't drink, or you shouldn't drink soda. You should eat more vegetables. You should do this, If your fucking name does not have MD next to it, I'm not listening to it. If you are not an oncologist, I'm not listening to it. I don't even listen to the doctor. I'm going to live my life the way that I want to live it. And if it kills me doing it, well then fuck it. I'm not one of these soft-hearted people. I'm not going to go on some strict-ass fucking diet of eating nothing but vegetables. I have one doctor tell me, don't be eating all kinds of vegetables. It's not good for you to do that. Then another doctor says, you should eat a lot of vegetables. They all have a different view on this stuff. Some people don't eat red meat. I got my fucking neighbor. Honest to God. My boy Ruben. He doesn't eat pork. He'll eat cow, he'll eat turkey, he'll eat all this shit, fish, all these things, but he does not eat pork. Says because they say it's bad for you. At the same time he's telling me this, the motherfucker's holding the beer and he's fucking vaping. But he's telling me, don't eat pork because it's bad for you. It's like, okay, Mr. fucking dietitian. You're telling me that when you're a fucking alcoholic. Because, to be honest, you're an alcoholic. He drinks all the time. He's a functioning alcoholic, but he's an alcoholic. He drinks all the time. He vapes all the time. You know what I mean? So it's like, dude, how you sit here and tell me that I shouldn't eat pork and that you don't eat pork because it's bad for your health? The fuck out of here with that. See, that's what I mean. I don't listen, because people that tell me these things, they're probably eating fucking McDonald's and and Jack in the Box. What can you you can't even breathe the fucking air anymore. There's still people walking around with fucking masks on because they think that shit helps them with the air, But they say that 50% of the U.S. population in the future is going to get some form of cancer. 50%. I'm not going to say who it is, but a family member, a very close family member, is seeing some chick. She had breast cancer. She fought it. She beat it. It's been 5 years, 4 years, whatever it's been. Went to go do a checkup the other day. Got breast cancer again. My friend Cherry's had like 4 fucking forms of fucking cancer already. I have 6 friends that I know of that have fucking cancer. You can't do nothing, and we all have different forms of cancer: bone cancer, kidney cancer, esophageal cancer, breast cancer, kidney cancer. Yeah, different forms of cancer for all these different people. You can't breathe the fucking air no more. You're gonna 50% of the population. That means you and 2 people in the fucking room. One of you guys is gonna get cancer. So there's me and my wife. The only people in this house. I got cancer. So when people say you shouldn't drink soda, you shouldn't drink beer, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. Well, you shouldn't eat fast food. You shouldn't eat beef. You shouldn't breathe the fucking air because you're gonna get cancer. You can't be outside because the sun gives you skin cancer. Are you walking around in a fucking sweater completely covered up all day? No, you're not. You're still out there. You're still outside in your yard watering your grass with your fucking shirt off. These women are still laying out in their backyard trying to get suntans and shit. They don't give a fuck. They can put whatever the fuck they want on them. You don't do it every single day. You don't rub suntan lotion on you every single day and go outside. But then this is how fucking dumb people are. Oh, I'm going to go outside and tan myself and I'm going to put all kinds of shit on me to protect myself from the sun, the UV rays. You only do it when you have a fucking bathing suit on or you're at the beach. The rest of the time, you ain't putting that shit on. And if somebody says, I do it every day, you're a fucking liar. You go out in the sun all the time. What do you think, that you have to stay out there all day to get it? You can get skin cancer by just, one day maybe you walk out, go to the market. You're walking to boom, you got hit with it. You got skin cancer now. You know what I mean? You don't have to be in the sun constantly to get skin cancer. It's just going to happen. You don't know when it's going to happen. It's just going to happen. So you can't, like I said, you can't do nothing no more. So when people sit here and tell me like, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do a lot of things, but you still doing them anyway. Look at yourself before you try to look at me and tell me what I should and should not do. Look at what you're doing. Get over here. Hey, what are you doing over there? Come here. Come on. Who's here? Who's here? Who's here? Gotta get the fucking guard dog over here. Make sure nobody's creeping up over here on me. Yeah, so that's one thing I want to tell people, man. That don't tell me what I should and should not do. I don't get involved in other people. Shouldn't tell them what, unless they ask me for some advice. I don't just voluntarily get on fucking Instagram or YouTube or Facebook and just voluntarily tell people what they should and should not do, because I don't give a fuck what you do. That's that hard heart. I don't care what you do. I don't care if you go outside with no suntan lotion, you lay out in the sun, you fucking bake yourself. I don't care. I don't care if you eat McDonald's every day, Jack in the Box, Burger King, I don't care if you eat dog shit. It's not my fucking business. I'm not a doctor, so I would not give you doctor advice about shit. Like with the cancer, I can give you advice on what I know. But I'm not going to sit here and tell you, you should do this, and you should do that. You shouldn't eat this. You shouldn't eat that. I'm going to tell you, live your life the way you want to live it. Because you're the one that's living it. These people ain't living your life. Don't walk around here like a soft person. Live your life the way you want to do it. If you have cancer and you want to live your life to the fullest, then you fucking live your life to the fullest. Don't let other people tell you what you should and should not do. The only person that you should be somewhat listening to, for the most part, is a doctor. The doctor you're dealing with. Don't listen to all these fucking WebMD people on YouTube and Instagram. If you have some other form of sickness, live your life the way you want to live it. If you want to follow those steps that they're giving you, and get on some kind of certain kind of diet and drink alkaline water and fucking eat weird shit, you know, eat fucking roots of a tree or whatever they tell you to eat, then that's up to you. But you do it because you're doing it for you. The same reason why I don't go to church. I'm not doing it for me. I'll be doing it for them. If I start to do things that other people are telling me, I'm doing it for them. I'm not doing it for me, and I'm not gonna be happy. When I leave here, I'm gonna make sure that I leave here happy. I'm gonna make sure that I leave here um, saying that I live the way that I wanted to live, not the way that you wanted me to live, because this is my life. Once it's done, it's done. There's no coming back from it no more. So I'm gonna live it the way I want to live it. I'm gonna drink fucking soda if I want to drink soda. My wife tried to tell me stop drinking soda. I like it. I don't drink it all the time, but I do drink soda. I drink juice and I do drink water. But when I'm not on chemotherapy, yes, I do partake in alcoholic beverages. My business, my life, and I'll live it the way that I want to live it. So again, with that being said, like, share, subscribe, and hopefully share with some people, man. I'm trying to get these numbers up. I'm trying to hit 500. I'm at like 440, 464, 465 right now. My goal is to hit the 500. Once I hit that, then the next goal would be to hit 1,000. So I'm pretty close. Closer to the 500 than I am to zero. So that's a good thing. But I hope that you get something out of this video. And if you have any questions for me, go ahead and hit me up on Instagram, the Chicano Style Bikers, or you can leave a comment here and I'll get back to you. And or shit, you can even leave your email address or you leave your Instagram page, your name Instagram page on the comments on the YouTube, and I'll go ahead and answer them. I'll get back with you. So anyway, thank you for watching the videos, and I appreciate it. And until the next time, I'll talk to you guys later.